Man, freaking parents and Fire Emblem Fates, the best parents ever. Why did I make another... Why did I save into another slot that one time? I've forgotten already. Anyway, but yeah, and Guzma redeemed name a Pokemon with 5,000 channel points. No, this isn't a Pokemon game, but you still wanted to use this for something. You have a use for that reward, and then Lancer redeems name a Pokemon. Name one of your katanas Ichimongi? Is that a reference to something? Who would get freaking Ichimongi? Is what... That doesn't mean anything freaking wacky, does it? Guzma, you want to name a... What are you doing here? I'd rather not be here. What are you doing here? Carve name? Because I could do it for, like, my own, but I have no idea what it means. So, like, do I want to do it for my own? Is the question? Who else would freaking... We could do it for Kyle, like, right now. Is what we could do. We were just talking about Kyle and stuff. The Wado Ichimongi is Zoro's main katana from One Piece. Ah, that would be why I don't know it. Well, sure. I guess the freaking Twitch channel points reward thingamabob for naming a Pokemon that was meant for my Pokemon playthroughs is just gonna be used to, like, name weapons in Fire Emblem Fates now. Ichimongi. There you go. There you go. You want to name a weapon, Guzma? Apparently that's a thing now. Apparently that's a thing here. So, you know, can name one of our weapons. Do you have a name for freaking my sword here? Guzma, by chance or something? I should probably just, like, go into that grinding map and just, like, you know, just, like, solo it to, build up the experience with that thingamabob is what I should probably do. Do I have any spare iron ones? Or ox thingamabobs? Name it after you, then let... What, Guzma the sword? What if I freaking... Wait, I know what I could call the sword.
Oh, a customer.
Why is this not on the bottom screen to use, like, the touch screen? Anyway, hold on. Is it not, like, special symbols? Wait, oh, it's out here. Apostrophe. Is that a... Wait, no. Gosh, darn it. That's the... I don't think that's the apostrophe. That's the quotes and whatnot. The single quote. It looks like an apostrophe anyway, though, right? Whatever. Whatever. Screw it. Where is the... Here we go. How many of these? Well, are you happy now? Have I pleased you, Guzma? Have I pleased you? Speaking of pleasing, let's go feed the dragonfish some beans. This is what we'll do. My goodness gracious. Have I pleased the Guzma man? Maybe. Something like that. Well, we have a +4 forged steel sword called It's Ya Boy. This idea of redeeming points for weapon name is gonna be so fun when we get to Conquest. Oh, noes. Freaking, I would need weapon names for Odin anyway, since his whole personal skill is like he gets +10 crit when he's using a weapon. Yeah! When he's using a weapon that's like 10 characters or longer or something like that. Like, his personal skill is so wacky. I love it. Oh yeah, I should have prefaced earlier that when I said I bought a whole bunch of seals and now I was broke again, I also figured that since it was going to be one of those times that I was putting freaking my, my save data onto my 3DS and I was going to be visiting castles, I may as well use up a bunch of my materials because I was close to hitting the cap for all of them. So I went and I spent my freaking all that grinding on a whole bunch of weapons in addition to those seals. So like forge up more weapons, more steel weapons and whatnot. So one of the reasons, I guess I should have prefaced earlier, I'm not broke in this game purely because of like eternal seals and heart seals. Most of it was actually just like weapons because I noticed that I was close to hitting the cap for all these materials. And I was like, well, you know, I don't put my save data on my 3DS unless I absolutely have to because it's like kind of annoying to do. Well, it's not too annoying. It's pretty easy, but like still, it's annoying regardless. So I was like, hey, I may as well use up a bunch of my materials before I go visiting castles. And then I didn't even yoink a lot of materials from castles anyway, so it didn't even matter that much. But like, hey, it's still nice to not be hitting those caps and like have this stuff in the arena like actually mean something.
Do no less.
So, you know, that's part of the reason that I'm broke. I forgot to like mention that. So I have like some more like forged things. Probably can't even tell the difference anyway. But yeah, that's what you were talking about for Odin and whatnot. Your boy is indeed pleased. Good to hear. Look, we got Candace. Also, one of the prisoners that was in here before. Something else that happened off camera is another prisoner came out of here and got persuaded. I think it was like Ryoma that persuaded.
Oh, what fun.
Persuaded the one
Let's
dudo.
get focused.
Was the thing. So,
Delightful.
you want to come out of here? Nickel? That's what we're gonna call you, Nickel. Who's Candace, Cam? Well, you see, Candace is, how are you doing today, Cam? How go things? Yeah, maybe we'll hop into, like, that grinding map just so I can, like, start battling with actually being able to, like, proc skills and whatnot. That's not a bad idea, quite frankly. Is not- Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let's screw around with some stuff here. You're good playing Mario Kart again, or are you still trying to 100% Mario Kart? Again, how mad would you be if there was like a Mario Kart 9 announced at E3? I don't think there will be, considering there's always like the one Mario Kart game per console. So I don't think there would be. But if in theory there was, how mad would you be? Neighbors have even have gotten even louder fireworks. What are they celebrating? E3. No, hold on. Yeah, I was thinking that Midori here could go ahead and use a Dread Scroll and be our dedicated Dread Fighter. And she's gonna suck at all these weapons initially. But hey, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? They're celebrating making your dog scared, you don't know. But yeah, and you'd be quite upset if that got announced. Well, for Dragon Quest 12 news during E3, I'm hoping for news on... I don't know, what am I hoping for news on? I actually don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be streaming E3 on this channel when it comes around. That's what we'll do. I will be streaming a stream in E3. Also, before I forget, let's put that in the convoy. Put that in the convoy real quick. Look at this. We're literally, we're literally gathering the offspring seals like trophies. We're at 8. We've got like 5 more to go for 13 total, I think, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Ah, you don't need that anymore. We can even make it a +2, right? Wait, I'm kind of broke. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Take your time.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a +2. I changed my mind. It's not gonna be a +2. I know that I'm also like low on stabs, so we're gonna have to hop into that grinding map a bit. Yeah, we're broke. I could sell my gold bars, but like, why would I do that?
Thanks for stopping by.
The gold bars are the divine gift from our fish dragon Lord Lilith. We can't sell those.
See ya.
We must amass them. We must amass them is what we must do, you know? But yeah, let's see here. Did you hear a new console for Nintendo is coming out, like an upgrade to the Switch? I mean, there's been rumors about a Switch Pro ever since the Switch first came out, so, like, I honestly don't really have any expectations for anything like that. Like, there's literally been rumors about a Switch Pro since literally since before the Switch even came out. Like, people are like, oh, the Switch is gonna be releasing soon. I'm gonna wait before getting it. Wait for them to release the Switch Pro that's, like, being rumored. Like, it was a rumor before the Switch even came out. Like, it could always be a thing. Like, the Switch has been out for, like, 4 years now, so maybe they would do it, so it's not, like, completely out of the realm of possibility. But it's worth keeping in mind that, like, people saying that a Switch Pro is gonna be coming out isn't exactly anything new, is the thing. So, you know, but yeah, I just want Elden Ring to show up at E3. Souls fans are going apeshit because literally nothing has been revealed for Elden Ring since it was announced. Not anything I understand too much. I love the sprite of my character in the Grandmaster clothes. Like, before the DLC for this game came out, when I was doing my Birthright playthrough when Fire Emblem Fates first came out, I was like, man, I want to be in, like, a class that's, like, 1 to 2 range, but is also a class that I can, like, really get behind and, like, really like. And there just really wasn't that in the original game for Birthright. Like, there's Nor Noble in, like, Conquest and Revelations. But in Birthright, when the DLC came out and I reclassed myself to Grandmaster, I was like, oh yeah, this is where it's at. This is where it's at, though. If you collect all the offspring seals, it summons the offspring, and they play Gonna Go Far Kid in the final battle? Is this a reference to something? Maybe? But yeah. Wait, like how the 3DS is to the 3DS isn't well, it's like the next console. It's the next handheld console. But if you're talking about, like, in perspective of, like, a Switch Pro, the DSi was the upgrade to the DS. The 3DS was the next generation of console. Or like the new 3DS was like the upgrade to the regular 3DS, for example. But like the next actual full-on console was the Switch. Like the 3DS was the next actual full-on console to the DS. It wasn't like a, you know, upgrade to the DS. That would be the DSi, is what that is. But yeah, the tactician / Grandmaster outfit looks so good, doesn't it? It's so clean. Look at this. It's so sweet. Now, like, I know it was mentioned earlier in the stream saying somebody needs to draw Harmonia in the Grandmaster outfit. Now I want to, like, commission somebody to do that, is what you've actually freaking tempted me to do. Who can I build up support with? Hold on, a hot ticker here. Izana, Scarlet, and the kiddos. Izana, Scarlet, kiddos. How have I not gotten to A with freaking Scarlet yet? Can we do that already? I actually wish you had Robin's coat in real life. It looks so badass. I know that some places make things for like cosplays that you can order and whatnot. I wonder if Robin's cloak would be something like that. It'd be hella expensive if it would be a thing. But if it exists, it'd be something I'd be tempted to like pick up anyway. But yeah, as you said that. Hold on, let's see here. I don't think I missed anything that was directed towards me. Hold on, let's go through some support conversations, what we'll do. So, wait, no, I was going through inventory first and foremost. So we have brass katana, we're going to need an axe, dad axe, boopity bop, and then we're, you don't need that anymore. You don't need that anymore, you can move on to iron. So yeah, welcome to Dread Fighter. The class that's gonna take 3,000 years to go from like E and 3 things to their regular levels. But Dread Fighter's honestly a pretty cool class. Like, it was probably a bit cooler in Fire Emblem Awakening where you had swords, axes, and tomes. You had some magics, but in this game they were like, hey, shurikens are now a thing. And daggers and whatnot. Let's just change Dread Fighter to have that instead. But it's still like a cool mix to have, and I still quite like Dread Fighter and think that it's a cool class. So when it came to Dread Fighter, I was like, okay, that one is for sure going to one of the kiddo units because that one's real cool. So Midori is going to be our dedicated Dread Fighter in this playthrough. Speaking of commissions, still looking for someone to do a Link Age of Calamity commission. I mean, when it comes to publishing the video essay for Age of Calamity, I have a thumbnail done. I can publish it with the thumbnail that like is currently done that I made a while back, but it could be better. Like, if I did commission somebody for, like, a dedicated link for it, it could be better. So, like, if I don't get to commission somebody for that, it's, like, not the end of the world. But, you know, it would be preferred, but it's not the end of the world. And there is, like, a done thumbnail that could probably be improved upon. Like, one of these days, like, I feel like some of the thumbnails that I've thrown together for some of my video essays have been, like, good thumbnails for, like, grabbing viewer attention and whatnot. For, like, my video essays, at least, in some cases. Maybe not for something like Fates, where I just throw together, like, the same generic format every time and use a different portrait each time. Have I mentioned that I've been a little bit worried about running out of portraits to use in my thumbnails for this playthrough? Anyway, I've mentioned it before, but I'll reuse portraits, like, across different playthroughs, but I'll try not to reuse ones within the same playthrough. I should be able to, but it's still a little bit of a concern. But yeah, let's see here. They were cooler in Awakening, where they were Magic Knight. Yeah, it was a bit cooler. But is still kind of cool here. Fun fact, did you know that with this skill here, it grants plus 20% to the trigger rate for all this unit's luck-based skills, which is only weird niche things like Miracle. There's actually a build that you can do if you do, like, dedicated parents for both Midori and her dedicated S-support partner, and throw her into Bizarra and give her, like, Luck Taker and a whole bunch of other stuff. There's, like, some build that you can do with, like, her in Bizarra and her S-support partner in Bizarra, where you can literally get her to have, like, a 100% chance to proc a Miracle, and it's, like, one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I don't think that I would showcase it in this playthrough, because, you know, I would have to, like, literally do, like, dedicated parents just for Midori for that one build. I have to do dedicated parents just for a dedicated S-support partner for her, just for that one build. But that doesn't change the fact that that's a thing that you can do. You can, in theory, get her to, like, a 100% chance to activate Miracle. And then, like, give her things like freaking Ether and Soul. And it's just like, yeah, Midori's just not dying. That it's not happening. And it's, like, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in Fire Emblem, quite frankly. Like, the Pokemon essay didn't seem like a commission, but still got a lot of attention. Yeah, like, there are cases, especially of, like, recent thumbnails, where it's, like, I don't have any custom art on them, but I've thrown together stuff that I figured would be, like, a good thumbnail format and something to, like, grab people's attention. But I'm no expert in the field. I'm no expert in the field. You want to see my thumbnail that I threw together for the Age of Calamity thing? I can show it here. If I find the right folder, maybe. If I find the right folder here, it should be on my secondary drive. Like, hold on. Is it just in this folder? Why is it taking so long to open this folder? Okay, there we go. It should be in there. Yeah, if I open this, so this shorter video essay that I'll publish whenever the day is that the first DLC for Age of Calamity releases, it would be covering my favorite and least favorite parts of the game, being leitmotifs in its soundtrack, which is absolutely incredible, and the way that it handles player progression, which I'm not the most fond of. And what I threw together was freaking this, and I threw it together a while back. I'll turn off my cameras there, where it's like, you know, on one hand you've got leitmotifs, and on the other hand you've got progression, and there was like a thing that for a little while I was kind of addicted to doing like this kind of slash for like 2 different sides for like a thumbnail. And when I threw this together, which was like late last year, I think, was still when I was like in that phase. It's not a phase, Mom, except it is. That kind of phase where I'm like, man, I love them thumbnails with like a slash for the 2 sides. But like, I don't know if that's the way to go. Freaking Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, leitmotifs progress. I don't know if that's the way to go. Fun fact, this is a Breath of the Wild screenshot. That's not even Age of Calamity, but freaking nobody needs to know that. So like, I could just go with that. But I don't know how good it would be. What would it look like in like the smaller thumbnail format anyway? It actually looks pretty good. I actually like that, Guzma. Because yeah, if I don't get like a commission done for that's what it's gonna publish with. So we'll see that there. If you want a thumbnail to get people's attention, just get out some red circles and arrows and you have you gasping easy. What, just like one of those super clickbaity things, just like get a like super surprised kind of look or whatever the heck. Of how you can outrun a blue shell 200cc. That's a thing. I know that you can with like a mushroom and whatnot. Arrows will totally grab every. Yeah, let's freaking. Let's get like some arrows in there. Freaking how to improve that thumbnail I just showed you. Freaking slap some arrows in there is all we gotta do. Freaking all we gotta do is like, you know. Wait, where's my display capture again? We just gotta like slap some arrows over here pointing at different characters. We gotta slap an arrow over here. Oh, we gotta black out all the characters and put a question mark over them. Like, who is that behind like the bit that I blurred or whatever the heck? I'm gonna freaking not do that. Not happening. Not happening. Also, I know I've showed it many times before, but this is literally how I play this game. I don't even full screen it because then that screws with my layout. Because that happens. So it's literally set up for like this smaller window thingamabob, because that smaller window, even though it'd be nicer to play it in full screen, I have it set up like this so that I can easily just have like this little window open to like grind in while doing something else on the side. So I just like play this game while looking at most of my desktop. So more you know. The more you know. That's literally how I play this. So, you know, if you wanna ever have a look at my desktop, we could always just like, what if we just play like this instead? You just get to enjoy seeing me play the way that I actually play this here video game, because this is how it's done. Anyway, nah, you get the nicer look. You literally get your screen watching the stream is literally bigger than the screen I have of the game playing it. Is it? I mean, it's very close. It's very, very close though, if it's not. But yeah, anyway, let's just see here. Mushroom is the invincibility trick. You can just go faster than it and it never blows up. If you're good enough, at least go and do it for a short time with certain maps. Wacky. Like the Smash Ultimate trailer, one of like everyone is here, just like, who could it be? Age of Calamity video essay, progression gone wrong, leitmotifs called 3 a.m. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me here. Oh my goodness. Let's get Midori's conversations with her parents and whatnot. Mother? Oh, Midori, what is that you're holding? Freaking... I could make so many jokes. Remember how your knee was bothering you the other day? Well, I grabbed this here hacksaw to amputate it. Well, I made a special ointment. It should help out with the pain. It took me a couple days to track down the right herbs, but I did it. You did that for me? Thanks, Midori. Why don't you take a seat and get comfortable? I'll apply it for you, okay? Right into the trap. Shoo, pain, stop bothering mother. You should totally do one of those videos for April Fools. April's already past this year. It'd have to be like next year. I was actually planning on putting together an April Fool's video this year, but I didn't get to do it because like this semester was so wacky and, you know, my schedule was so crazy. I didn't get the time to edit it. But I was literally planning on making a video to post on April Fool's that was gonna be an announcement that I was deleting other people's Twitch channels and YouTube channels of like various content creator friends of mine. Like I was gonna say that I was finally gonna be like deleting Carvia's Twitch channel, for example, and I was probably gonna throw in like some other nerds in there. Yeah, the original plan was deleting Carvia's Twitch channel, but yeah, save them VODs now. But I was thinking about throwing some other content creators in the mix and just, you know, for April Fool's saying that I'm deleting a bunch of channels. I was gonna do a dedicated video on it, but I didn't have the time, so I just made like Twitter posts on it or something like that. But yeah, end up taking another 10 months before we see that happen. What, me do like a clickbaity freaking whatever the heck essay? This medicine of yours is potent. Pain is already gone. Really? Yay! Yes. I mean, I'm glad that it helped. Did Father help you create this ointment? He sure did. I mentioned that you've been in pain, and he gave me a few ideas to use freaking social drugs in the mix to help relaxation. I still have a ton of research to do, though. Certainly are passionate about your studies. Speaking of being passionate, I'm gonna passionately adjust my microphone a little bit. I bet your father was pleased. He loves to share his knowledge with you. Knowledge. Because they say knowledge is power, and that's why I just installed these new bookshelves next to my new Lamborghini here. That's fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. What was his name again? Tad Lopez? That one dudo? Is that what we're gonna call Kyle from now on? I hope so. He's always pleased when I come to him with a new herb. Of course he is. You're a clever, caring daughter. We're so proud of you. Thank you. Love you, mother. Yeah, I love you too. Oh, how wholesome. Also, something else I wanted to say about this series, now that it's like, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, is Fire Emblem Fates. A playthrough of Fire Emblem Fates is typically going to be like way shorter than a playthrough of something like Three Houses. So I figured like we'd do all the routes in this and it would take like nowhere near the amount of time that like my Three Houses playthrough did, where every playthrough was anywhere from like 60 to 80 or 90 parts. I know that my Blue Lions one was like 105, something like that. But at this point, I turn off the Dogi Cam briefly. At this point, honestly, this series is going, like, one playthrough of Fire Emblem Fates Birthright that is usually, like, short as hell. We are doing so much stuff in to, like, do all the freaking things that this is literally going to wind up being the freaking same length as one of my Three Houses playthroughs. And that's a scary thought. And I was not planning on it, like, turning out this way, and that's the way that's turned out, but I guess that's what happens when you're trying to, like, make as perfective a playthrough as you can when you're doing a series on it and whatnot. Like, this is literally the 13th stream of this game. What the hell? Most playthroughs I do on this channel will freaking be like, I don't know, 4 or 5 streams to beat a game. This is stream 13, because we're doing all the things. So, you know, I was not planning on this series turning out this way. It's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. We'll just have what's probably gonna wind up being like the longest Fire Emblem Fates Birthright playthrough on YouTube or something like that by the end, maybe. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, and Guzma, wish you could redeem absolutely nothing for 1K and 10K channel points here. I mean, 10K could just be like, time somebody else out for 10 minutes. Something like that. But yeah. Yeah, Fates is definitely pretty fun, though. I always get, like, miserable playing Three Houses just because of, like, you know, everything that I outlined in my video essay on that game. I saw the freaking mentions that were being talked about in the Fire Emblem channel in the Discord server about how some glitch was recently discovered in Three Houses that actually does let you grind infinitely and just restart the same month over and over again. And it seems hella whack. Fire Emblem Fates video essay not clickbait, storyline gone wrong, Royals call, gigs kills at 3 AM. Imagine. Would I ever want to do a video essay on Fire Emblem Fates? If I did, what would it like be on? The story? Because, I mean, I think most people, apart from IGN, who play this game know that, you know, it's not like a masterpiece of a story. And it's just like, okay, there's that, I guess. But, you know, if I wanted to freaking hop into a video essay where I tear the story of something apart, I just make a video essay of Bravely Default 2, which I've started making a script for like 3 or 4 times and just scrapped it, started the script from the beginning over and over again. And I don't know if I ever want to freaking, you know, make a video essay on freaking Bravely Default 2's story being hot garbage. Because most of my video essays are like deep analytical to like game design kind of stuff. So I feel like if I had a video essay that was just me freaking bitching about how awful some story in some game was, that a lot of people might look at that and be like, wow, this isn't the video essays that I subscribe to this channel for, you know? And I guess I already, you know, voiced all my concerns with the story in like the credits when we were streaming that for Bravely Default 2. So there might not really be that much a reason to make a video essay on it. I'm still tempted to, but like, you know, those are the reasons why I thought, you know, probably not. Because, you know, people would time you out. I've thought about making it a points reward thing before. I feel like it'd be about how Fates is better than people remember because people despise Fates because of its story and nothing else. Yeah, this is a freaking great game under the surface most of the time when you just don't take the story away. Like, when I review games, I mostly review them in terms of story, music, gameplay, and to a lesser extent art. Art is like a mini kind of aspect. So like story, music, gameplay, and like art is like a mini aspect. So if I was reviewing Fire Emblem Fates purely in terms of freaking music, gameplay, and art, I would probably rate this around the same way that IGN did, somewhere in like the mid 9s out of 10, something like that. Factor in the story and like, it's just such a complicated thing. It's like, where would you put like the rating out of 10? I don't want to ever like do ratings of games and put them out of 10 because it's like so complicated, because like the music of this game is freaking, holy crap, the music of this game is so good. The gameplay of this game could use some tweaks to make it better, but for the most part, it's freaking so good with so many of the things that it did. Like the way that it actually helped to really balance out the pair-up system from Fire Emblem Awakening and made it like a main mechanic that enemies can use in addition that makes all the paired-up enemies feel like mini bosses. It's so cool. Like this game did so much right. If only the freaking writers of this game weren't smoking the same stuff that Candace was doing. Oh, Father, will you try this trick I made? Oh my. It's a fascinating color. What is this unique concoction? It's a medicine that helps increase your energy level. Actually, you taught me how to make it a while ago. That's right. I remember going over this with you ages ago. I don't remember it having this odd color, though. It has a rather peculiar smell. I did some research to see if I could improve the formula. The super soldier serum. Interesting. That explains it. Well, aren't you going to try it, Father? I made it especially for you. You did, huh? Of course I'll try it. There's just one small thing. Was this your first time brewing it? If so, we really should test it, just to make sure it's safe. I understand. You don't want to drink it. No, that's not it at all. If you don't want to drink it, I will. No, please, you can't. It's dangerous to drink something so suspicious. Give it here. Freaking Kyle, huh? Taste is different. But I do feel instantly energized. Thank you, Midori. That makes me so happy. But why did you say my medicine was suspicious? I said nothing of the kind. You must have imagined it. Well then. But yeah, would you ever make a video essay for Tales of Vesperia at some point perhaps? Only if there's like some aspect that like really stands out to me. Like, for example, with Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I made a video essay on that because it was like, there's all these like littler things in the background of the gameplay that held it back from like its full potential. With freaking Dead by Daylight, I made a video essay on why it was frustrating because, you know, it's not a super easy to identify thing apart from just being like generally mad about the game, I guess. And it was honestly a hella fascinating thing to make when I like really looked into it and figured out why this game was making me tear my hair out. Speaking of my hair, I should really get it trimmed at some point to like fix my loose ends or split ends at the bottom. Made a video essay on the modern state of Pokemon because the whole situation going on with that is a royal mess. The next video essay that I might wind up making is freaking Nintendo's stance on classic games in general. Maybe I try to release that the day that Skyward Sword HD comes out, because that would, you know, be a video that talks about Skyward Sword HD as one of its main things. I haven't started editing it yet. I think that I've gotten most of the script done for that one. But like, if I do a video essay on like a specific game, it's got to be something that's really stood out to me. Like, for example, I did a 3-part series comparing and contrasting Rescue Team DX and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. That is probably like one of the biggest video essay projects on this channel to this point, just because both of them were like remakes of games that were like very impactful and important to me. So, you know, I figured that deserved a thingamabob. What else got video essays? Watch Dogs 2 got a brief one just because I noticed some finer detail, interesting things about it that were related to a class that I was taking at the time. So that got like a short freaking 14-minute video essay. There's one on 3D All-Stars because of that whole freaking mess of a situation. The reason why there's a video essay on Assassin's Creed 2 is because at the time I was taking a class on the use of history in video games, and I had to write an essay on how some historical video game abstracts the past anyway. So I was already writing this essay for a class, so I was just like, hey, let's turn this essay that I literally turned in for a class into a video essay. There's a 3-hour Breath of the Wild one because I had a lot to say about Breath of the Wild, and I'm tired of everybody saying that it's a perfect game with no flaws whatsoever and is an absolute masterpiece. It is absolutely not. There's the one on freaking the whole situation through of the whole history of Roller Coaster Tycoon, because that's also another mess of a situation. There's one on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon history. So overall, there honestly has not been a lot of video essays that have been on like one game in specific. The only ones that have been on one game in specific, it seems like, is Dead by Daylight, Three Houses. 3D All-Stars is kind of about the classic Nintendo game situation in general, and you know, I might be doing the follow-up video to that in the near future, as I've been mentioning. AC2 was for a class. Watch Dogs 2 was just a short thing that I noticed related to a class, and Breath of the Wild I had a lot of stuff to say about. So there's very few instances of doing a dedicated video essay just for like one single game. So I haven't exactly done a whole lot of those to this point, is the thing. You could ask the same thing about Dark Souls. What would I talk about Dark Souls? There could be some interesting things to talk about for that, but it would just be like a weird longer review if I did something like that. And I've already expressed, just like with Bravely Default 2, I've already expressed all my thoughts like by the end of it anyway. Would there be like any, I think nowadays most of the video essays that I do is just like, is there some unique new lens to look at this game with from a game design standpoint, is what I might try to keep a lot of my video essays to nowadays, I guess, if that makes sense. Hello, Sate. How are you doing tonight? Hellos. Even though your favorite game is Explorers of Sky, even you will admit it's not entirely flawless game you wish. I could literally do a dedicated video essay on all the flaws of Explorers of Sky, and it's my favorite game of all time as well. My favorite game of all time, I could literally do a dedicated video essay on all the flaws of that game. And people would hate me for it, even though it's my favorite game of all time. Maybe they wouldn't hate me for it, because I would, like, preface by saying, hey, this is actually my favorite game of all time, by the way. But yeah, my special move, dedicated video essay, imagine. Is he doing a video essay on Dark Souls 2, because how polarizing the game is? One of those games where either you love it or you absolutely hate it. Yeah, we'll see. I feel like nowadays, either the entire game or some aspect of a game needs to like really stand out to me to make a video essay on. Like Fire Emblem Three Houses, the reason why I couldn't like get into it. With Dead by Daylight, it was what made it frustrating. That super short one I did on Watch Dogs 2 was just a super short thing on how does this game make arguments? How do games in general make arguments? Like stuff like that. I feel like nowadays if I do wind up doing like dedicated video essays on some kind of game, it's usually because like, you know, thinking about my classes through university for game design, I can somehow relate one specific aspect to that kind of thing and be like, whoa, that's a cool connection that I never made before that I wouldn't have been able to make, I guess, that I can talk about and stuff, I guess. But yeah, and indeed, Guzma used to have a different name there, Sate. Only slight issue with Explorers of Sky is the fact that it has a lot of flashbacks after every few seconds when we literally saw what happened. I think that there's a lot more issues than that. Definitely a lot more issues than that, but now is not the time to like ramble about that kind of thing. But yeah, how are you guys doing? I'm doing alrighty. My last day of this university semester is tomorrow. I got my first COVID shot today, so my arm is a little bit sore, but I haven't had any other side effects. So everything seems a-okay. Only problem we have with Sky's issue of the game constantly repeating itself with both dialogue and flashbacks. Yeah, there's that, but I was thinking more like, people love to praise the soundtrack, and there are like some absolutely standout things about the soundtrack. The main themes of the soundtrack, like the main things that are used throughout the story, are absolutely incredible, but like the entire OST as a whole is not incredible. I'm not gonna freaking jam out on my own time to some sick Beach Cave. Man, Beach Cave is just such an incredible theme that like builds up the world around you perfectly. I'm gonna jam out to that, or like some Drenched Bluff. Actually, Drenched Bluff is actually kind of good in a way. But Beach Cave, I guess, is my first example that comes to mind. But yeah, there's that, and there's also stuff with like the post-game, the main post-game story, the final one, kind of being a little bit of a shame to the main game, considering one of the best things about the main game was the fact that none of the evil characters throughout the story were like truly evil. They all had their reasons and whatnot. And then freaking the post game of Explorers of Sky just threw that out the window. It's just like, yep, here's this big bad that was behind it all the time and just is evil. And that's his reasoning. So I really hate that that was thrown out the window. Beach Cave and Super Mystery Dungeon is incredible. Freaking the Super Mystery Dungeon is the only Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. The Super Mystery Dungeon is the only Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game that I've played where I thought the entire soundtrack was freaking absolutely incredible, instead of just like parts of it, like every other PMD game. To be fair, with every other PMD game, those parts that are incredible are absolutely stand out, freaking fantastic. But, you know, most of the dungeon themes in a lot of that stuff is just kind of like, and just kind of gets the jobs done. There's plenty of dungeons you can jam out to. With PMD 1 and PMD 2, there are plenty of themes that are just like not good to listen to at all. More so with PMD 1 than PMD 2, but both. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon OST Lapis Cave. This is a PMD 1 example rather than a PMD 2 example, but we're gonna pause this for a hot second. I want to jam out to this. Enjoy listening to this for like 10 or 15 minutes on loop. Hyped! So hyped. Cam plays no. Well, you don't want to listen to it. Play Sea of Time. We can't play an actual good one. No. We gotta prove that PMD 1 and 2 that had the same composer are definitely not completely stand out all the way. Like that one Thunder Dungeon music, freaking... And if you're talking about Thunder Wave Cave, friendship over. If you're talking about Mount Thunder's a jammer. Thunder Wave Cave is one of those things that's like a jammer the first few times you hear it, but when you have as many hours in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as I do, you freaking start to hate Thunder Wave Cave. But Mount Thunder is freaking where it's at and such. Yeah, Rescue Team absolutely has its highs too, but I feel like with both Rescue Team and Explorers, it's just like part of the soundtrack. Part of the soundtrack is absolutely standout, incredible, but like the rest is just kind of average. Let's hear them. What, you don't want to listen to this on repeat for 10 hours? Are you getting tired already? We can even unpause the emulation and just like turn off the emulator volume. Just like listen to this while we play the game, you know? That's what we could literally do. Anyway, Mount Thunder? Mount Thunder's freaking this. Mount Thunder's hella good. Like, it's so imposing, like you're approaching some big bad. Like you're climbing this mountain, approaching some big bad. Mount Thunder's pretty good. Mount Thunder's pretty good. Don't even get me started on freaking Great Canyon. This is the Rescue Team DX version here. Great Canyon's freaking where it's at. Let's see here. This theme really is a jammer though. What, freaking Lapis Cave? There's no way you think Lapis Cave is a jammer. Lapis Cave OST is actually painful with how the music is composed. It really is. It honestly is. Freaking Great Canyon's gotta be one of the most standout themes of the thingamabob. But hold on, let's look this up. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers OST is what we'll do here. Hold on, let's see here. Because, you know, there are the parts of the soundtrack that are very standout are absolutely so standout, absolutely incredible. I love the leitmotifs and main theme of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers. It's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. But the general dungeon themes are, yeah, it does the thingamabob. Drench Bluff? Okay, these ones are better than I remember, though. These ones are definitely better than I remember. Freaking, we need one like Mount Bristle. Okay, they're definitely better than I remember. I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that. I definitely upgrade over freaking PMD1's generic dungeon themes. But a lot of them freaking are not as standout as like most of the thingamabobs. This is Applewoods. I really haven't played Explorers as often as I should. But yeah, I don't think that they're like incredible themes. I think that they're kind of average, most of these. Like this is Applewoods right now, Craggy Coast. Maybe Craggy Coast is a little bit above average. But the way that I felt about most of the generic dungeon themes in PMD2 and especially PMD1 is that they were just kind of got the job done, but weren't exactly super standout. The ones that are standout, like freaking Temporal Tower, Hidden Land, is like, man. Steam Cave is also a really good example. Steam Cave is also pretty darn good. This is Steam Cave right now. like, it's imposing. You're approaching the end through this, like, steamy cave, and you're seeing all these, like, poofs of freaking steam up from the ground that the dun is almost, like, in time with, where it's, like, every time you hear that, it's like there's a poof of smoke coming up, and it's a really cool kind of thingamabob. Quicksand Cave is hella good. I don't know why I clicked on that one. Okay, I'm probably getting mixed up with PMD1. You know what I can probably blame is the fact that the most recent time that I've been exposed to like PMD1/2 stuff is doing like that 3-part video series on Xenoblade Chronicles DX, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and Rescue Team DX. So a lot of that was my freaking current impression, and I like to tie together like freaking PMD1 and 2 into a pair, since they are in a way a pair of games. They were made on the same engine. Freaking, they were the 2 games that did the best in the whole Mystery Dungeon series. They had the same freaking composer. They're a pair of games in a lot of ways. So most of the generic dungeon themes that I'm clicking on in PMD2 here are actually way better than my memory was telling me that they freaking were, which is probably because of that most recent thing with the PMD1 essay. Like, Brine Cave could be better, but like, anyway. Yeah, it's definitely better than I remember. I think I was getting more so mixed up with PMD1. Okay, I think maybe I'll give you this one, Lancer, is what I'll maybe do. But if you argue that the freaking generic dungeon themes in PMD1 are good, I'm gonna, like, with the exception to, like, the really standout ones. There's obviously really standout ones in PMD1, like freaking Great Canyon, Sky Tower, stuff like that. But if you say in general the generic dungeon themes of PMD1 are absolutely incredible, freaking no, wrong. But it is definitely way better in PMD2 than I remember. Probably because of PMD1 stuff. Anyway, but yeah. And Steam Cave is steamy. It really is steamy. And Kraken Coast has a remastered version in Gates, but it's unused. Wacky. Yeah, don't like that type of music, know what to tell you. Can't only tolerate a bit of it in Sky Tower's too long. I mean, there is always like the retro kind of electronic-y sounds stuff. There were a couple in Rescue Team that are good, but there are quite a few stinkers as well. Freaking, when I did my playthrough on Rescue Team DX on this channel, I got so tired of the soundtrack, considering all the post-game dungeons pretty much just reuse OST from the main game. I got so tired of the soundtrack, I had to turn it off and like turn on our custom like chill playlists and whatnot. So you know, that was the situation with the Rescue Team DX. And I started getting comments on that playthrough telling me like, man, that's such a good difference. So glad that you decided to do that. It's so much more enjoyable now. So I clearly wasn't the only one who felt that way. Anyway. Lord Ryoma, something I can do for you, Felicia. No, wait, yes, I mean, I was just hoping to get to know you better, my lord. Felicia, I'm flattered, but yeah, it's more, I was getting mixed up with PMD1. I was getting mixed up with the generic dungeon themes of PMD1. I attribute both the games in like a pair, and I attributed my freaking discontentment with PMD1 onto PMD2. I will always argue that freaking the generic dungeon themes of PMD2 aren't anywhere near the same level of quality as the standout ones in PMD2, like freaking Temporal Tower. Like, my goodness, Temporal Tower has got to be like one of the best approaching the end themes ever. But it's definitely not awful, and definitely has a lot of nostalgia for me. Yeah, he is a confident lobster, isn't he? Not like that. Oh, for anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact, I should show them, I always post a meme whenever I go live with like any game. For anybody watching this on YouTube after the fact that then didn't get to see like the going live message, I want to show it for this one, because this is like one of my favorite Fire Emblem Fates memes right here. Watch this man propose to his girlfriend dressed as a lobster. Coordinated Ryoma attained support level S. That's literally one of my favorite Fire Emblem Fates memes. I've been waiting a while to use that one, and I was like, screw it, I'm doing it tonight. Okay, well, yeah, go ahead and pause that. We'll turn on the game sound again. Is what we'll do. Gotta remember the level that I had it at. I think it was there-ish. I don't remember. It might have been one notch more. Whatever. It's not gonna notice that much of a difference anyway. Just meant that you're very important to Lord Harmonia. Is that, oh, I turned it up way too much, didn't I? Gosh darn it, it was lower than that, I think. Why is Cisco WebEx service in the freaking thingamabob here? In, like, the volume mixer and whatnot. Like, I have WebEx for, like, you know, meetings for some of my classes and such, but I swear it's just, like, always running in the background, always monitoring you when I freaking have not opened it in, like, 3,000 years. Hold on, task manager, details. Where is this stupid WebEx stuff? Can I task manager kill it again? At this point, I just want to freaking uninstall it from my computer. It sketches the hell out of me. Sometimes I get a notification in the bottom right of my computer saying, like, Cisco WebEx is using your microphone, when I haven't booted it up in, like, weeks. I'm like, what the hell? Freaking... And I have to go into task manager details and freaking... task manager kill, like, 4 different things that all of the same thing. I only saw 2 this time. Was it just those 2? Is it still going to be in the volume mixer? Let's just put task manager back up on that top screen where I like it. Is it still going to be in the volume mixer? Hold on. No. Open volume mixer. Is it still going to be there? It's still there. Cisco WebEx service. Why is it in the volume mixer? I just clicked it. Don't tell me it's opening WebEx right now. Don't. I hate WebEx. I hate it so much. But yeah, anyway, hold on. We're never going to get through this game if I keep rambling. So, because I'm a spade, it's only right that we should try to be friends. I see. Yes, I suppose that does make sense. Right, then as an offering of friendship, I present to you rice balls. What is this, Metopia? I just made them. Here, try one. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. You've now got 3 minutes to live. Lord Harmonia. What's Lord Ryoma? What's wrong? Sorry, I'm so used to reading Lord Harmonia in this game. Poison. Poison? Who's poisoned you, my lord? You. Some dark substance in these rice balls. Need water. It was Brock's jelly-filled donuts. Oh, that isn't poison, my lord. It's chocolate. No, it's jelly-filled donuts. How do we give a nice annoying kick to that bland old rice? I wonder if we should ever watch old Pokemon episodes on this channel. This is chocolate. I'm sorry to say it, Felicia, but it does not pair well with rice. What? Really? No, I'm so sorry. Everyone makes mistakes. Ugh, so bitter. Perhaps you should try diluting it with milk. Maybe. Anyway, at least now I know better. Next time they'll be better, I promise. Next time. Just you wait, Lord Ryoma. I'll make you the tastiest rice balls you've ever had. Wait, Felicia! Perhaps I should prepare myself for the worst. Anyway, looks like Saizo has... Oh, the final one with Sakura here. Anyway, let's see here. Check in Task Manager if it's on startup. Whoops, I just freaking shrunk Task Manager for a hot second. Startup. Disable. Startup impact high! What the hell? What else is enabled on startup that shouldn't be enabled on startup? Anything else? Because, like, WebEx is still, like, relatively new-ish for my computer. I don't even know what the... Go ahead and disable that. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, and then I just keep it on the performance tab, and then I keep it on the screen up there to see if my computer's about to, like, burst into flames. Chocolate is poison for everything that isn't humanity. It's poison in the fire universe. Saizo. Lady Sakura. I'm sorry. What is there to apologize for? It might help you if you could look me in the eye when you answered. Last time we talked, you disappeared into a cloud of smoke. I offended you in some way, didn't I? Was it the giggling? I bet it was the giggling. What? No. Then why? I, had urgent business to attend to. There was a hot tub stream going on Twitch I didn't want to miss. I despise sweets. I get nauseous just from the scent of them. Huh? We're making a move to open the box. Patrick's secret box! So I instinctively fled. I'm deeply sorry for the misunderstanding. So that's what happened. I wouldn't have guessed it of such a brave soldier. I'm ashamed to react so strongly. It's not becoming of the High Prince's retainer. Oh, I think it's fine. Even a little cute. Cute? Very cute. It's wonderful to see a more human side of you. And it was so sweet of you to buy me something you dislike so much. It's very generous. I'm delighted that you're pleased, Lady Sakura. Thank you very much, Saizo. Hope we can talk again soon. If you wish it, Lady Sakura. Well, but yeah, let's see here. Actually, gonna load an old save and you don't have a new one set, so you're back a couple levels. That's unfortunate. What, for Mario Kart? There's multiple saves in Mario Kart? What the hell? Wait, and Guzman, you're planning on going back through the randomizer thingamabob? Yeah, I did cut out a bit of content with cutscene after beating Wingull. Who was a Wingull in your playthrough? third playthrough with the Salamence and Skinny you scrapped. I really prefer Dusknoir and Rayquaza one, though. The randomizer stuff with PMD2 sounds wacky as heck. Between Realma being poisoned by chocolate and Sizo being nauseous from candy, perhaps the characters and fates are actually non-human. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we actually did get up to freaking A here. We'll finish off our supports with Scarlet and such. You called for me, Scarlet? Yep, thought we could take a few minutes to spruce up your weapon today. Huh? I don't quite see the point. What? You don't like my mosaics? No, I mean, yes, I do. I'm just not sure a sparkly weapon is my style. It doesn't really instill fear in one's enemies, does it? Yeah, makes sense. Alright, we'll go with my other idea then. Lie down over there. Sorry? If we can't pretty up your weapon, I'll sparkleize your outfit instead. What the hell? What? Oh, relax. It's not like I'm fastening this stuff to your bare skin. It's just some clothes. This won't hurt a bit. But why me? 'Cause I like you, I guess. So I want to see you sparkle. It's very kind of you, but hurry up and lie down. Don't make me knock you flat. All right. Just promise you'll keep it small and tasteful. How small are you thinking? Maybe you can keep it to the wrist of my sleeve. Oh, that'd make it look like a bracelet, kinda. What a bad idea. Let's get started. But yeah, Wingull was apparently drowsy. It was all a trick. I deceived you. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. How do you like that? I went with a color that I thought would go good with your eyes. I thought when I asked you to keep it small that it would be easily hidden. But this is actually very nice. Didn't quite catch that. Care to repeat? No, it's fine. Take good care of that, okay? It's got sentimental value. That it does. Thank you, Scarlet. There's a smile I love to see. Say, what would you think of a matching design on the other wrist? Or one is enough, but I appreciate the thought. Anyway, when it comes to... I know that we were talking earlier about, like, what if I eventually did get, like, a commission or something for, like, me and freaking the Grandmaster outfit or something like that. Something very interesting about when running Fates, especially on Emulator, is you can actually import custom models into, like, the place of character models here. So in theory, I could, like, replace my character and all the expressions to, like, a different sprite sheet, essentially, if I really wanted to. So technically, it's not impossible to, like, commission somebody to draw, like, me myself as a, like, in the Grandmaster outfit and freaking slap it on the portrait here, and that's just, like, our character for the rest of the playthrough. Am I gonna do it, though? Almost certainly not. But it is technically a thing that's possible, interestingly enough. So, you know. And Ryoma's obviously a lobster, but not quite sure what species Sizo would be. Maybe freaking fish, because he's Smitty, Weberman, Jaggerman, Jensen, and SpongeBob stuff takes place under the sea. I think we are actually... I would like to use some skills with, you know, this thingamabob that we have going here. So I think I might just let my unit go around soloing things for a little while. Could do it for you, Harmonia, if you're interested. What, a commission for, freaking myself in the Grandmaster outfit? Because that'd be hella cool. I don't know if that's saying you could do it for, like, making an actual sprite sheet for this, because that probably would be... I know that there's, like, some specific thing for... I don't even know how the sprite sheets of this game work, honestly. I'm not quite certain. I don't think that we're ever gonna, like, import a custom thing there. But honestly, that'd be hella cool there. Anyway, hold on. The stuff that I missed here... There's a little trick I deceived you. I was a Wingull all along. Sounds about right. Rage created twice. A temporal tap. Wait, the boss fight was extremely easy, but the dungeon was an absolute nightmare. Rage created twice because of how many monsters there were. What was the thing I read about Temporal Tower? Oh, Ari went... So, you went from already at Temporal Tower to before you even went forward in time, you think. How, what? You're even farther back than you thought. You're before the Dusknoir reveal. My, oh my. Okay, now I'm caught up on things. Who do I want to, like, build up support with? Probably, like, Izana or something like that, just for the sake of it. Sure. Like, hold on. Hold on. Izana, where are you at? Wombo combo. Imagine bringing Izana into battle. And then, like, where's Dwyer at for a little pit stop? There we go. There we go. Pit stop Dwyer's just gonna chill down here. We're literally just gonna build up weapon level. This is what we're gonna do. This is my plan. Just so that we can start using weapons that, like, actually proc skills with this is my plan. So we're just gonna go around, like, deleting things for that purpose. Just for that. Wait, have the game you got sent back? Oh, when you were talking about losing your save file, it was in freaking Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Cam, not a Mario Kart. And that's why I was so confused when you were talking about Mario Kart before. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? You lose a save file in Mario Kart. That makes way more sense. Let's go this way. The reason why I lag there a little bit is because in this grinding map, I like to save state between turns just in case. Is that really my level? No. That's got to be like 23. Like, I think that Grandmaster is just one of those classes that bumped it up by an extra 20. I was about to say I'm not level 43. So it counts as like a pre-promoted class, essentially? Or something like that? And just bumps up your level by 20? Weird. Weird. Maybe we don't even need Pit Stop Dwyer. Maybe not. We'll see. We're not doubling you. That sucks. Not feeling that today, so just gonna go to sleep. Well, have a good sleep, Cab. Hope you have some sweet dreams and whatnot. These guys give us experience. It's mostly the green guys we're gonna build up weapon experience off of. Is all of them going around and attacking me. Is the thing. So, I mean, the person is saying PMD progress reset tomorrow. Ah, sorry, it's your boy. I'm doing it just for the experience, just for the sake of things. It's too tempting. I don't wanna let you go. Where am I? Oh, there I am. There I am, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Take out Mr. Dudo. So if we get surrounded by a bunch of green dudes here, then... Oh, that's concerning. Oh, I might be stuck in an infinite loop if... Depending on how this goes. I don't think they can damage me. Oh, no. I'm gonna wait for the guys to leave, I guess. This is the concern about soloing these maps. Is getting potentially stuck in an infinite loop of getting knocked around these guys. Oh, we're in range of you now. Mistakes were made. There you go. So maybe not infinite loop. Saying that word pre-promo reminds me they have to continue your playthrough of Awakening with no promotions. You'll get there. It's your boy. Cool, look at that. It's apparently your boy. Well, no, nobody's in range. Nobody's in range. I could try getting Dwyer over here, but like... You know, it's a little bit concerning. Just don't want to grind. That's completely understandable. Yeah, this is one of the concerns of soloing one of these maps. I might have to get Dwyer over in like a panic. Gosh darn it. I hate it when this happens. It sucks. Well, sure, let's see. Can Dwyer help us get out of this predicament that we found ourselves in? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe I'll, save another state there. Who is our boy, though? That's the real question. That is the real question here. These dudes shouldn't be able to kill any of us, right? Probably.
Whoa! Enemy ahead!
Whoa! Okay. You're gonna swat through. Okay, well. Yeah, that should be the thing that... Oh, gosh darn it. It's not gonna be enough, is it?
This isn't my job.
I know it's not your job, Dwyer. Wait, we ready for big brain plays? Watch this. By being adjacent, now we can access the convoy. And we can literally, like, freaking take this and not have to worry about the next attack killing. Big brain play. I was worried that we might actually have to restart the map for that there, but no, we don't. Because we got to do big brain play. Sweet. Okay, well, time to do that. Bada bing, bada boom. We're at weapon level D, so now we can use Ox Spear, and we're going to be, like, way better off. They always ask who is our boy, and never how is our boy. That is the real problem here. I'm probably going to do it one more time. Maybe we'll get up to C, especially now that we can use the Ox Spear and whatnot. Because I wouldn't mind getting up to be able to use Steel as soon as possible, you know. Certainly would not mind. Okay, I changed my mind. Freaking, I don't think we need a pit stop for health. Freaking emergency Ryoma at the bottom, I guess. Is what we'll do. We can put this away now and then equip that. Oh, we have another support there anyway. So, I'll build up support instead with... I don't know, Sophie. Sure. Sure. Hello, Reggie Bump morning. Morning. We are doing some late night chilling here. We'll probably do one more paralog after the smidge here and then wrap up the night. But now that we can actually proc skills and we have a bazillion skills, we have a good chance of activating things and doing stuff and junk. Like that. So this should most sweetly help us out. That gives us some more movement, which is always nice. No skills got activated that time. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna become a sailor and get the sea. That is the plan. Just like a sailor, we're gonna get the sea. The sea, yar. Wow. Solidarity. Don't really need that. Don't need the thingamabob. Yeah, it's mostly the green doodles that we're gonna get like actual weapon experience from. Is the plan. But like may as well get some EXP XP while we're here as well, I figure, right? Oh, W. Ah! What the hell? How? With freaking Hoshido and all the skills I have? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I, for one, cannot believe, let me tell you. Sophie got a level up. Wow, that sucked. Ever considered playing Phoenix Wright or Danganronpa? I have. I have played myself, like, before I was a content creator. Actually, alongside being a content creator, like the early days. I have actually played the Phoenix Wright trilogy myself, and then I played Apollo Justice, and then freaking the rest of the games, I just, like, looked up... Oh, and I played Investigations, and then the rest of the games, I just, like, looked up no commentary playthroughs of on YouTube. So I'm familiar with, like, the whole Phoenix Wright series and whatnot. Sure, Stronger Post isn't half bad. So... I have thought about hopping into it on the channel before. I do quite like Phoenix Wright. I do own the Phoenix Wright trilogy on my Switch. That wasn't where I originally played it. I played it like before it came out on the Switch. But nowadays I own it on the Switch. But the biggest concern about... Yeah, it is really good. The biggest concern about covering Phoenix Wright is I worry that it would just be like a reading simulator like the whole time. Like we wouldn't get the chance to, you know, ever talk. Like the way that I like to with chat and whatnot, the way that one does on a Twitch stream. I worry that it would just be like constant talking and we wouldn't have like the breathing room to like, you know, take a step back and, you know, talk with people in chat and whatnot. And for those who want to like come watch the playthrough to see the story themselves, they'd probably just be better off either playing it themselves or watching a no commentary playthrough of it anyway, because it's not really, you know, the kind of thing like other games, I guess. And Danger would be the same as well. I've talked about it before. I don't know if I've talked about it during Fire Emblem Fates before, but there has been one situation that I have thought about covering the Phoenix Wright trilogy on this channel. And that situation is, if I amass, like, a group of friendos that wanted to hop onto, like, a Discord voice call with me to play the Phoenix Wright trilogy with, and all of us did, like, voices for the different characters and, like, screwed around with one another and, like, laughed and had a good time, like, messing with one another, doing the voices for, like, these different characters. That would be, like, the one situation that we cover the Phoenix Wright trilogy on this channel, is freaking, you know, getting a bunch of friendos to do different characters. That sounds hella fun. Doesn't that sound really cool? So I've thought about that before. I have thought about doing that before. That might happen one day. If it does happen, it might not be for a good while. But there is a chance that we might do that one day. If we ever do cover the Phoenix Wright trilogy. If I just did it on my own and just like a normal stream game, then I think we need to send an emergency Ryoma. If I just covered it like a normal stream game, it would just be like boring, and the best way to experience the story for anybody searching up on YouTube would just be to freaking look up a no commentary playthrough of it anyway, like I did for the second half of the games. But you know, something with like a group of people all doing different voices and freaking screwing with one another could actually be a fun thing, you know? Like, just see how many people we can amass. Like, freaking, I know that there's like different characters in each case, so like maybe we could have like one person assigned to like each character and stuff. So like the people that we play with would like change with, I guess, each different court case and whatnot. Like there would be ones that would have to like stay the same, of like recurring names that were in it for the long haul, but like characters that just appear for like one or two cases can just be people who like come in and, you know, do that during those cases. So we could always do something like that. I think that people have done like projects before where they have done like dedicated dubbing of freaking Phoenix Wright to like give it proper voice acting. That wouldn't be the goal of this project. The goal of this project wouldn't be to like give like super professional voices to them to like be able to enjoy Phoenix Wright with full voice acting. No, it would be to have a freaking group of filthy memers out messing with one another, doing their best impressions of each of these voices and seeing what comes of it, you know? So that would be like the one kind of unique case of hopping into the Phoenix Wright trilogy on this channel. So maybe we'll do it one day. Maybe we'll do that. I'll hop into it one more time so that we can start using the freaking Tiger Spirit or whatever the heck and start wrecking stuff and stuff. Phoenix Wright, the Abridged series. Yeah, so it sounds like everybody's liking that idea. Could totally see whoever voices Edgework doing the most pompous lines. I would have to, like, figure out some serious stuff for, like, who's doing what if we ever do that on this channel. Like, especially for, like, the recurring roles. Like, freaking, who's gonna be Francisco Von Karma? Who's gonna be freaking Miles Edgeworth? Who's gonna be Maya? Like, if it was a series that I would be hosting, I'd probably be, like, doing Phoenix Wright as, like, the host of the series and whatnot. But who would be these other recurring roles? I feel like going into, like, every case, we would probably, you know, look at, like, all the characters that appear throughout the case and probably just, like, ask in the Discord, who wants to do, like, these roles this time? Like, who has the time to, like, get involved for, like, some regular streams to do these voices and whatnot for this time around? But for, like, the regular, actual main character roles from, like, across it, that would be, like, the tricky part. Unless we did want that to change with, like, every case as well or something. I don't know. We can freaking do that. But yeah, everybody's saying that they love to do that. Lads, you love to get on that just to give someone your classic Albert Wesker voice. I don't know who that is, I'm sorry to say. But yeah, and the Phoenix Wright you love to see too. Say, or we could get other streamers like Marv and Shuck. I'd love to freaking reach out to Marv. If freaking Marv joined me on as for some case, yeah, it would have to be like scheduling within specific hours. That would be like one of the trickiest parts, is like scheduling it at times that like works for everybody. Do I want to build a bond with now? I mean, Midori's the newest one. Sure, where's Midori? Where are you at? Wombo combo. So like, things would have to like change around depending on how people's schedules change. Like, it was already hard enough scheduling things like 3D World as a 3-player playthrough. Things were already pretty crazy with that. But like a group of people, that would be tricky. It'd have to be like a regular once a week set time every week kind of thing. Like, not the kind of thing that we can just like stream when we're able to, like what happened with freaking the 3-player 3D World thing, or what happened with like the 3-player Pikmin 2 thing, for example. All the multiplayer playthroughs on this channel, essentially. If we had like a whole dedicated group, and the group even changed sometimes, we would need to have like a dedicated weekly Phoenix Wright like day and time. Like Ace Attorney, whatever the heck, day here, insert date and time, and that's where things would like, you know, get scheduled. But if that is something that we actually got going one of these days, I think that it has the potential to become like one of the most fun playthroughs on this channel. So when it comes to potential about covering Phoenix Wright on this channel, never happening with it just, you know, on its own, because there's no reason to freaking tune into me playing it instead of just watching a no commentary playthrough, because if you just want the story, that's a better way to experience it anyway, and just treat it like a visual novel, since it's just reading Simulator 101. But a whole fun group event of people screwing with one another? That sounds like fun. But yeah, why not ask your fans for people who want to do it? Yeah, that would be the plan, is asking around the Discord server. Is what it would be. Like, for like the main kind of characters and such, that would be like recurring, I'd probably ask among like my close friendos first, for roles like Maya, Edgeworth, freaking... Who else is recurring within the... Oh, I guess freaking Mia is technically also sort of recurring. Roles like that. Yeah, let's put on Egypt or Ignis. Sure, let's do that. Look how stacked we are now. And hello, Gangster Samurai. You'd be willing to do a voice? Yeah, if we did wind up getting it underway, like the order in which I ask would probably be like my close friendos first and foremost for like regular stuff. Then I'd probably reach out to like streamer friends and see if any streamer friendos are interested in things. Do I want to use another Eternal Seal right now? I have one left. I have literally one left. Gosh darn it, I'm doing it. Same, you want to do a voice? It sounds like there's interest in the thingamabob. So yeah, the order would probably be like close friendos, streamer friendos, and then just like everyone within like the Discord server, just like reaching out and stuff. Is what we probably do. Like, I think only restrictions would have to be like, not be like super young, I guess, unless the character is actually a super young kid or whatnot, and don't have like a microphone from the moon, I guess, would probably be like the only restrictions. These are just like ideas that I've had before or something like that. Got to go, but you'll think if you can do it, guys. See Phoenix Games first, not the company, thankfully. I mean, it's one of those things that's just been in the idea phase for like 3,000 years, and it's just like, I've never actually made plans to like actually get it underway. It's mostly just been like, hey, here's my idea for if we did cover Phoenix Wright on this channel one day, that would be the way that it's done, essentially. So, you know, maybe we'll cover it on the channel one day. It might not be for 3,000 years, who knows? Oh, come on, but there's weapon level C. There it is. Good impressions, that'd be your chance to flex your vocal range. Oh no, freaking don't get me stuck in some infinite loop here, like I know you want to, game. So now we can finally yoink one of these pieces of crap and start using those. Well, bam, look at this. Look at that. Now, please don't get me stuck in an infinite loop bouncing around, you nerds. That would suck. Oh, they didn't get me stuck in an infinite loop. Perfect. Now I can just do that. But yeah, so maybe that would happen one day. I do think that it would be like an interesting kind of idea, getting different people into like the whole group playthrough session for like the different cases going on for the different characters and whatnot. So like every time a different case comes up, I'd have a look at like the characters that appear throughout this case and be like, time to get people to be those different characters, and start reaching out to people and being like, hey, wanna be one of these characters or whatnot? And I've wanted to do like more multiplayer kind of stuff on the channel before, so maybe that'd be a good opportunity to do that. I've wanted to do more multiplayer stuff on the channel, and I've considered doing things like Pokemon Soul Links before. We might be doing a Pokemon Sun and Moon Soul Link with Shuck at some point. I've talked about this before. I've talked about this during Fire Emblem before, about how we might wind up doing a Soul Link with Shuck with this kind of layout at some point. Might not be for a little while. But I would like to do more involved stuff. That's why we're getting freaking Creators Collide underway here in the near future. This series all about showcasing other content creators out there and yada yada. But yeah, so average is promoted level 45 and only has 2 stats kept. Grandmaster is one of the ones that adds 20 because it counts as pre-promoted for whatever reason. It's kind of like Singer for Azura. It's strange. I didn't realize that Grandmaster was like that until we switched around. It's strange. But apparently that's the case. Like, I was so confused when it seemed like my level shot up, because my level just gained 20. Because just before this session, I was like at level 22 or something like that. Was the thing before going into Grandmaster. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. You want to do the thing, Hinata? Go try it, I guess. Go try the thing. Oh, it's for you, huh? Smack. Oh, look at that big damage increase. All DLC classes are like that. Gotcha, gotcha. One of the things that I didn't remember about Fates, I guess. It's literally that one Me Sword Fighter side special is what that is. What now? Welp. Lapis Steak went up. But yeah, so there have been a lot of series that I've had the idea for and not known like when to do it. Like there's been games I've wanted to cover on the channel for a while, like Minecraft, for example. But I do have a plan for when I'm starting that. Whenever I get my new fancy graphics card in and the second part of the cave update comes out, which sounds like it's probably gonna be around December-ish. Please miss. Thank you. Thank you for missing. So that's probably gonna be around December-ish. But something like Phoenix Wright / Ace Attorney, freaking Phoenix Wright fans get really mad when you call it the Phoenix Wright series instead of the Ace Attorney series. I mean, in terms of the Phoenix Wright trilogy, you can at least call that the Phoenix Wright trilogy. But, you know, that's been one of those plans where people have asked me about it before, and I've sat there doing some brainstorm being like, okay, the only way I could see myself covering that on the channel is by doing X thing. And that's where I think where I initially got the idea from about like a group Phoenix Wright thing was from somebody asking me if I'd ever cover it, and then I thought about it. Like, what would be the one situation that I could cover it? Well, maybe if we did this. And ever since then, I've had this idea in the back of my head. And, thanks for the fish, Azura. But I would need to, have a lot of time to, like, organize to get something like that underway, is a thing. Like, right now, I'm freaking busy organizing stuff around the channel for Creators Collide, which is gonna be, like, the next big project of the channel. Because if we did the freaking Phoenix Wright trilogy in that wacky, fun kind of way, that would absolutely have to be, like, a super planned out kind of thing. It'd probably be hella fun and worth it. Is this game really that bad? You've heard it's not worth playing? It's just people being freaking salty that the story's a pile of hot garbage. Like, this game has an absolutely splendid soundtrack. Like, my goodness, the soundtrack of this game is so good. The gameplay is hella fun and absolutely great, but the story is hot garbage. And a lot of people who have that opinion of the game story being hot garbage are just like, oh, I guess the entire game is hot garbage, when that's not even the case. I would definitely recommend trying out the game myself. Gosh darn it, nobody that I can build a bond with is in the freaking extra heart thingamabob. So who else is there here? One of the kiddo units, I guess. Let's invite Dwyer. He was our emergency backup dude that kind of bailed us out that one time. See, so just the story sucks. Yeah, we were actually having this conversation earlier this stream. Look at this guy. I was mentioning during the last stream that somebody in high school attributed this guy to me.
And I'm glad I did.
And, my goodness. Like, don't expect a whole lot from the story of this game. We were literally just talking about it earlier this stream, where it's like, I'll review games, and I'll view games in terms of, like, story, music, and gameplay, those three aspects, and to a lesser extent to, like, a mini category art style. And if I was reviewing this game in terms of, like, all three aspects, it would have to be, like, a mixed bag because of the story and whatnot. But if I was reviewing this game, like, just pretending the aspect of story didn't exist, and I was reviewing this based on music, gameplay, and art style, then freaking easy peasy, this game would be somewhere between, like, 9 and 10 if I was giving it an out of 10 rating. If you asked me to give it an out of 10 rating, like, overall, including the story, I don't think I could give it an out of 10 rating, just because it's, like, the story's so bad, but everything else is so good, so how do you freaking rate that? But freaking everything else about this game is absolutely up there, hellish nice. It's not perfect. Like, if I was, you know, rating this game without the story being included out of 10, it would not be a 10 out of 10 game. It's definitely not perfect, but it's real good. It is definitely real good. That's my opinion. I am really quite fond of Fire Emblem Fates myself. We can just, like, pretend that the story doesn't seem like it was made by 5 stoned guys with the budget of a bar napkin. Kind of like that one joke I made in my Roller Coaster Tycoon video essay. But yeah, people also don't like the Ryoma stomp that Birthright becomes after you get him because he's way too OP. Yeah, he is kind of crazy. General opinion of Fates is that Birthright and Revelation suck, but Conquest is good. Conquest has some fascinating things going for it. Like, I definitely say it's my favorite route. It's my favorite route. It's the most challenging of the routes. It has the most interesting story aspects going for it by having, like, the main character be, like, a good person who wants to do the right thing and spare everybody, but he's following the bad dudos that say to kill everybody, and it's interesting seeing that kind of, you know, conflict like that. If only it had a, you know, if only there's a good overall story. Hello, Super Hyper. How are you doing today? Story and Fates is actually really good if you just press the start button. Wait, for, what? Is this a reference to the opening cutscene, or what's going on? I don't even understand. Anyway, wait, we have some more support conversations, so I guess we'll go through that. We got a whole bunch of thingamabobs. Oh, good. I'm so glad you could make it to the party. It was a bit last minute. Sorry for the short notice. I meant to send out the invitation ages ago. Izana, wait, did I misread that? Meant to send out the invitation ages. No, that's. Don't you mean oh, I guess just plural. Don't you mean invitations? Where's everyone else? So the theme of our party is food and lots of it. I call it the bounty of Izumo. All the dishes you see here are Izumo specialties. But you didn't answer my question. Surely this food isn't just for the two of us. Something just appeared behind my freaking Citra here. What is this? Freaking a Steam client update has been downloaded. Would you like to restart Steam now to apply the update? Sure. Thanks, Steam. I've never seen so many dishes before. We could feed the whole army twice. Of course it's for you. Now, dig in. There's plenty to go around. I'm not quite sure what to say. Well, go on. If something's not to your liking, you can tell me. There's just so much, and I hate to see this wonderful food go to waste. I see. Waste not, want not. Is that your philosophy? All right. You're a tricky man to please. But don't you worry. We'll just invite a few more friends. Shall we throw a party? That's a great idea. Everyone will be so excited. Gosh darn it, I pressed the button to advance the text, but now the Steam thing came up. Updating Steam, verifying installation. Splendid, I'll go grab them. I'll figure out a way to return your kindness later. Okay, Caden. I know he wants to repay me, but I've got to stop him before he does something crazy. Well, there's that. Oh, I think he means if you skip it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stories are real good if you just skip the cutscenes and whatnot. Or you just watch my playthrough of it where we, like, make fun about the cutscenes and whatnot. Like, I freaking the last story mission we did during this playthrough, which was with Leo and his freaking special tome. I went back and rewatched that VOD later, and I freaking cracked myself up when I said that Leo was gonna read us a bedtime story, where he's like, in Nor, the law on traders is very specific as he pulls out his book. And I'm just like, yeah, he's gonna read us a bedtime story. That's what's gonna happen there. Yeah, he's not abandons his neutrality. It's funny, he abandons his neutrality to join you in Birthright and Conquest, but he doesn't join you in Revelations, the route where you're trying to, like, unite both sides. So, his character, story-wise, is all about neutrality, but his character, gameplay-wise, is literally the one route that he avoids is the neutral route. And he joins you, like, on the routes that you take sides. So his whole character, gameplay-wise, is literally just, like, the opposite of neutral. So, that's pretty funny. I think having the hero be a Camus archetype is very intriguing, but unfortunately they decided to get the stone guys to write the storyline instead of the actually good support team. Yeah, and I mean, I know that there was also a different writing team for Revelations and Birthright and Conquest. So Birthright and Conquest were kind of like leading up to some big thing with Revelations, and with Revelations, it's just like, yep, it's just half the game, half of the story, the first half, is just like, yep, all the people that said that they were all gonna oppose you, they just kind of slowly join you for whatever reason. And then the second half is literally just like the same generic level over and over again. And in the story, nothing happens for like the entire second half of the story. And then right at the very end, it's just like, oh, here's the big bad. Spoilers. I mean, we've talked about this before, I guess, but like, you know, there's that. Oh, stop. Come on, Evil. Play along. I'm in trouble with your horse there, Sophie. I don't think I've ever seen brown hair Sophie before. I told you, that place is off limits. Be a good boy and listen. He's coming this way. Well, Luigi. Hey, Evil. Harmonia's not for eating. Let him go or you'll spoil your meal. Somebody help. Sophie, do something. Get this horse off me. I'm sorry, Harmonia. Evil's not in a very cooperative mood today. We might just have to wait until he gets bored of chewing on you. You mean you're just gonna stand there and let him bite me? That's about the size of it. There we go. He's running off to do something else. Good thing for you, huh, Harmonia? I'm gonna have nightmares about those teeth. It's my fault. I'll never be a real knight if I can't control my horse. Don't be so down. You might not have it down yet, but someday. No, if I haven't gotten it by now, I'm never going to. Sophie. Poor girl. Wait, if she left, who's keeping Evil in check? God's here he comes again. Oh no, not again. But here's an idea. Make the princess join you at like the very end. Wait, there's a princess who joins you in Revelations? Like, I've seen the freaking plot. Like, I generally try to avoid spoilers, but I just do not recall this. Like, at all. Unless that's saying that's a thing that didn't happen, or you're talking about Azura or something. I don't even freaking know. I don't even know. Plot of Revelations is something. There's like some mini plot about like trusting some like kiddo that you meet along the way. But like, oh, the prince says is it? Oh, I'm so used to like reading Twitch chat in like a way that I expect people to make typos. Like from streaming for 3 years, that's just like my expectations there. Yeah, if they had joined towards the end, that would have been something very interesting. But I don't even remember what their reason for joining you is. Like, I guess we'll find out when we get to that point in the story. Like, don't spoil it for me, I guess. We'll find out what reason it is there. But all I remember is, like, they wind up joining you for, like, some reason right before, like, the midway point or something like that. And then there was Takumi that freaking hates your guts, and he joins you because Izana tells him to join you. That part I remember. And then you do, like, the snow shoveling or whatever the hell. I think it's that mission. I think that's that. But, like, there's a vaguely phallic final boss whose boss battle definitely isn't the final boss of Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings. One of these days, I'll finally beat a Final Fantasy game on this channel. Won't be for a long time. What's wrong, Harmonia? Are you sick? Well, I'm a little bit sore after getting my freaking first dose of the COVID shot earlier today, but I don't actually have any side effects apart from, like, soreness in my arm and stuff. Like, they asked me specifically, like, if it was right-handed or left-handed, and I said right-handed, so you're like, okay, left it is then, just so that, like, if that goes numb and such, then I don't have to worry about it, like, impacting things here. But, like, my fingers and stuff are just fine. It's literally just the upper arm that's, like, sore and stuff. Like, I haven't had any, like, negative side effects, no headaches, no, like, coughing or anything like that, like some people have reported. I do hear that the second dose is apparently the more brutal one, but, like, I haven't noticed anything with the first dose, so, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think so. Lately, I've been feeling very tired. Pushing myself so hard. Maybe the stress has finally caught up to me. Also, I actually wound up talking to somebody in the line up to get the shot. I actually wound up having a quite nice, pleasant conversation. I don't do that as often as I should with people. It's horrible. You need to take some medicine right away. Thank you, Midori, but I think I'll be all right if I just rest a little. Oh, if you're sick, you have to treat it right away. The sooner the better. Like I always say, you gotta nip it in the bud. If you say so. Here, I've got some weed to treat fatigue on me. I'll just whip something up for you. Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you. Now, let's see. I just need to mix this with this and a pinch of that. I've totally stereotyped you as being a long-haired guy, that you're probably, like, a stoner or something like that. Oh, yeah, I guess I should have said that, like, the beginning of the stream, that, like, my hair is, like, also slightly wet because, you know, I also had, like, warm shower earlier today. Now, let's see. Just need to mix this with this and a pinch of that. Now, I gotta grind this up into a powder. And presto, it's ready. Thank you. Should I take this with water? Yep, here you go. Cheers! How do you feel? Awful. Huh? Doesn't most medicine take a while to kick in? Yeah, but not this stuff. You should feel something right away. Really? Oh, I don't feel any different, though. Huh? That's strange. Maybe I messed up the recipe. Never fear. Midori's still got a few more tricks up her sleeve. I'll make something else up and bring it over to you later. Sound good? No, that's okay. You need to go to all that trouble just for me. I'll be fine, really. It's no trouble at all. Just leave everything to me. Toodles! Toodles! Oh, okay. Oh, speaking about, like, stuff with, getting the shot and whatnot, for a very, very, very long time, basically as long as I could remember, I've always been afraid of needles. Like, my goodness, I would not want to get poked with needles. I would always be, like, one of those super squeamish kind of people. I'm dropping frames right now. Why am I dropping frames right now? Let's maybe not drop frames right now. I was always somebody that was super squeamish around needles. But then, just before freaking COVID started, for half a year before COVID started, when I started going into physiotherapy for problems with my left wrist that are starting to come back, which I might wind up having to go back to physiotherapy for, unfortunately, and problems with my right hip, which I think have stayed gone, they started giving me IMS there, intramuscular stimulation, which is like acupuncture, but freaking deep into the muscles to, like, stimulate them and release tension. Like, acupuncture is just puncturing the skin. IMS is like, time to stab those muscles. It's painful, but, like, my goodness, it does wonders, honestly. Like, it relieves so much tension. Like, it might not have had the long-term effects that I wish it had had on my wrists, since those problems are coming back and whatnot, but my goodness, the point, they would literally, like, pinpoint, like, parts on, like, my forearm or upper arm, and then it would, like, make my wrist feel better, and it was like, wow, the freaking knowledge that they have of, like, human anatomy, I guess, is outstanding. My goodness. But anyway, it was literally my first day ever coming into freaking physiotherapy and describing my issues to my physiotherapist. And she was like, you know what? Hearing a description of your issues, I think I want to stab you with needles. That's obviously not what she said. But she was like, I think that IMS might be the key. If you're willing to, like, consent to me doing that. You just need to, like, sign this form that, like, consents to me stabbing you with needles. And I was like, oh, well, if you think it's what's best. So the first couple times that I had it happen to me, I was, like, super duper, like, nervous about it and, like, did not like the process at all. And I was, like, super sore the first couple times being stabbed with so many needles, but then I'd feel, like, great for, like, the next couple days. The next couple days after that, I feel like $1,000,000 after being sore the day after IMS. Or the day of IMS, I guess. But then it just became, like, a regular thing. Like, I used to hate needles so much, but then I started getting it on either a weekly or bi-weekly basis with this, through physiotherapy. So it went from being like, oh no, not needles, keep them away from me, just like, needles again? Okay, well, guess we'll do that. And I freaking get needled, don't even get that much soreness, get, like, some release and tension, and there was that. So when it came to the vaccine that I got earlier today, part of me was a little bit worried, just like, oh no, I've always had a fear of needles and stuff like that. And they freaking just, like, boop, puncture the skin, put in the vaccine, take it out, and they're just like, they're done. They just mentioned right there, like, okay, I'm done. And I was just like, what? That's freaking it. Because I've dealt with half a year of, you know, a vaccine's just gonna be puncturing the skin, getting into like a vein and stuff, I guess, whereas IMS is gonna be freaking stabbing your muscles. So I think after IMS, I think after half a year of getting regularly stabbed with needles, I don't think I care about needles anymore, is the impression that I got from this freaking vaccine earlier today. Because, like, I used to hate needles so much, but nowadays it's just like, who gives a shit, I guess. Like, that's what half a year of regular IMS will do to you, I suppose. So there's that. That's an interesting thing. Half a year of IMS has completely desensitized me to, like, needles now, I guess. Or at least mostly desensitized me. Like, the vaccine was not a concern, I guess. But yeah, Guzman, needles make you feel jittery, you don't like them at all? Try getting some IMS. That was why you were terrified when you got to get your wisdom teeth pulled out? Yeah, just freaking go get some regular IMS like I did. See if you like that. I'm gonna ask if Kyle and Selena can support, but then you remember that, yes, they can. He's a neutral character. I know that I put a spreadsheet together for freaking, Conquest. After I wound up doing this playthrough and I found out, like, some new things, like freaking, you know, that there's some things that don't work the way that I thought they did. Like, where is Rinka? There you are. Like, for example, with cases like Rinka, where it's like, oh, freaking, she has in her back catalog here, the ninja line anyway, with Master Ninja and Mechanist, so I thought that freaking Kaze's thing that she gets with the partner seal would default to his second thing of Samurai, and it didn't, and it gave Master Ninja anyway. Now that I know that that's a thing, how that works out, that it only gives the partner's secondary thing, if the thing that the person already has is like their primary thing, like if freaking your primary thing was the ninja line, Rinka, then you would get Samurai from Kaze, but because it's your secondary thing, you just get like the exact same thing. So I put together my spreadsheets not knowing that, because I thought there might be like some more common sense designing this game. So I do think I have a spreadsheet put together already for Conquest, but now that I have this new knowledge, I might have to change things because, you know, I found out some new things I didn't know about this game before. Fear of needles used to be so severe I had to get tied down and was held down whenever getting blood drawn or shots. Yeah, the last time I got blood drawn, I just freaking like stared at the blood getting drawn the whole time. Like, I wasn't that fond about like the needle going in and stuff, but like I was just fascinated by like the blood being taken out. It was for a research thing that I was doing. They needed like healthy people like me to compare it to like the actual sick patients that they had at my age. This was in junior high school, was the last time I had blood drawn, so like a very long time ago. Has not been in a hot while. Anyway, I think we're gonna do one more paralog before we wrap up this this Strim.